Okay, guys. So before we start with SAS session 1, guys, it is very important for me to help you to understand SAS as a business application, what we have. So let me create an Excel file. I call this file name as SAS as a business applications. The first we'll discuss about SAS. So first, SAS stands for Statistical Analysis System. Do not say statistical analysis software. It is statistical analysis system. SAS as an application, it can work into DBMS, it can work into business intelligence, and data warehousing. It can work into data visualization like W, Power BI. SAS is also having visualization. It is also into data mining. When I say data mining, SAS data mining is all about predictive modeling, about machine learning, about deep learning, about artificial intelligence. So knowing SAS, you can do these all stuff using, there is a SAS software which is called SAS Via or SAS PC or SAS Enterprise Guide. So these are the three different software which is being used for solving this purpose, right? So if you know SAS, you know everything about data science, right from database management system towards business intelligence and data warehousing, data visualization reporting, and SAS data mining. All about predictive modeling, machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence. So only one tool SAS that can help you for everything. SAS was invented in 1947 by USA Defense Academy. So what does USA Defense Academy they do? Before the war, they want to predict the war chances. What is the probability that we will be winning this war or we are losing this war? So they take lots of statistical analysis and they use SAS for that. Right, guys? Now, later by 1973, they started thinking 1973 they use SAS for business analytics. Then early 1990s, they decided they also identified using SAS into business intelligence. Then in 2010, they introduced SAS Visual Analytics. By 2017, they introduced SAS Via as an application for machine learning, deep learning, and AI, and also it includes predictive modeling. It was earlier having predictive modeling only, but now they added machine learning, deep learning, and AI part. So this is how about SAS, how it comes. To get into SAS, we need to have SAS. The first step should be good at SAS programming. Second step should be good at SAS other business applications. So there are multiple applications which SAS is having, so we'll learn that part. Then the step 3, you must start with statistics. You have to be very strong at statistical concept. The step 4, you should learn about SAS statistical procedures. Step 5, you must learn about ML and AI using SAS Wire. So this is how, guys, 5 steps which is required for becoming as a SAS reporting specialist or SAS data scientist. You have to have these are the skills which required. So we call this data science using SAS. We have to have these are the skill sets. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we will start with SAS programming. When you say SAS programming, it is based on 2 parts, part 1 and part 2. What is part 1? It's all about base SAS programming, and second one is called advanced SAS program. You might have to attend interviews. They'll ask you in SAS which part you feel strong, base SAS or advanced SAS. You will say I am strong in both. Why? Because I am from DV Analytics. Are you getting it?
Yes.
Okay. Now, before going into base and advanced SAS, what you have to learn SAS SQL. You have to learn SAS macro. Okay, so this is how your advanced SAS is going to consist of, and then you learn about the base SAS part. Now we'll start with SAS jargons. So what is called SAS jargons? The SAS jargons are like SQL and call SAS. In SQL we have called what? Database, right, guys?
Yes.
In
Yes, sir.
SAS we call this as libraries. Okay, guys. So is the spelling correct, guys? Libraries? Yes. Okay.
Yes, sir.
In SQL we call this as table. In SAS we call this as dataset.
That-
In SQL, we call this as columns. In SAS, we call this as variables. In SQL, we call this as records. In SAS, we call this as
Observation.
observations. Did you get this, guys? Hmm?
Yes, sir.
Got it?
Yes,
So database, libraries, or you can call this as library, table, dataset, columns or variables, records, observations. Understood now? I create something called as a table called student ID. I put it here student name. I put it the age of the student. I put it here the gender of the student. I put it here education of the student. I put current occupation. I put date of inquiry and the course they came to apply for. Are you getting this, guys? This
yes,
is
sir.
S1. I drag this down up to 8. I put student name is Rajendra. I go for Sivasis. I go for Nupur. I go for Suvalakshmi. I go for let's say Rajesh. I go for Manas. I go for Vivek. I go for all are there for Madhuri. I put age random between. I never want to bias to anyone, so I put it here 21 to 30 years old. That's it. I say control
Oh
C.
my God.
I put it here gender as male. This is male. This is female. This is female. This is male. This is male. This is male. And this is female. Education. I put it someone is BTech. Someone is MCA. Someone is MBA. Someone is let's say MCA. This is BTech. And this is where it is coming to let's say MCA. Occupation, they all are IT professionals. So I just keep it as it is. Date of inquiry, let's say 1st April 2020 they came through. So I just drag this down over here. This is the date which is coming in series. The course they opted for, it is for data science. Few came for data analytics. Few came here for data visualization. Few came for reporting profile. Few came for data science. This is how the course, this is how the table is created. So guys, in this table, this is called what? Variable
Yes.
in SAS. So how many variables you have?
8 variables.
8 variables. This is called what?
Observations.
One. How many observations you have?
8 observations.
8 observations. And this is called your head.
Header.
Are you getting this? Got it guys?
Yes.
This is alphanumeric. Yes or no?
Yes.
This is
Character.
this is
Numeric. Numeric.
Numeric.
this is
Character. Character.
Character.
this is
Character.
this is
Date.
Date time.
date time. This is a
Character.
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 ପଛରେ କଥା ହେବା I'm in class. Good. Good, good. Okay, no problem. Okay, so guys, did you get this?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, now date time is a part of what?
Numeric.
Numeric. This is a numeric. Okay, now
Hmm.
if I talk about this data set, what is this data set name? I can give this as what? Student
Student.
inquiry. Number of variables. How many
8.
variables are there?
8.
8.
8. Number of
Observations.
observations. 8. Okay. Get the character variable. What are those character variables? Any idea, guys?
uh,
These are, yes or no?
yes,
Get the numeric variables. What are the numeric variables?
age and date of inquiry.
That's it. You got it here,
Yes, sir.
right? So number of character variables are going to be 6. Number of numeric variables are going to be 2. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I'll have a quick test for you guys. Quickly you have to tell me. SAS versus SQL. Okay. SAS dataset in SQL is called as what?
Table, table,
Well,
Table. SAS library in SQL call this as what?
database,
database.
Database. SAS called observation. In SQL
record,
call this as
Record.
records,
okay. And SAS variable in SQL call this as
column,
columns or fields.
fields.
Okay. Okay. So Lakshmi for you.
Yes, sir.
All set.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Library in SQL. SAS is called as what?
Database.
In SAS we call database or we SAS call library?
SAS is called library.
Okay.
Sorry.
Don't get confused. Okay, because I would be
Yes.
using these jargons going forward. Okay. In SQL records, in SAS call this as what?
Observation.
Observation.
Observation. Nupur,
Yes, sir.
fields in SQL. SAS call this as what?
Variable.
And table in SAS, SQL. SAS call this as Nupur.
Data set.
Data set.
Data set.
Do not forget this now. Okay? The test is over. Okay. Now what we'll do here, guys, we'll copy this to this sheet called my first programming. So I want to create a similar data set. I want to create this similar data set into what? My SAS environment. Okay, right, guys? So how should I go for doing this? First of all, if I have SAS installed, I'll open my SAS. Okay, before we start, how many of you do not have SAS in your system? Raise your hand. How many of you do not have SAS in your system? Vivek, you don't have SAS, okay? Madhuri, you have. Nupur, you have. Suvalakshmi, you have.
Sir, I have that edition version, but it's opening in the browser. Is that
It's
okay?
opening as a browser, which
It's
means you
fine,
are
sir. I
going.
don't have.
Okay, you're going for local host with SAS, right? To open
Yes,
it.
yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
Yes,
That
sir.
is fine. That is fine. So you have to keep data into the my folder which you have created.
Yes, yes, sir.
Then you can run it. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
How about
Okay.
others? You guys all have SAS?
yes, yes, sir. But it's running
Vivek,
on local.
Vivek,
Yes, sir.
after this class, come home and get SAS installed, then go home.
Okay, okay,
When
sir.
I say come home, come to my home. Okay?
Definitely, sir.
Okay. Okay. So guys, we're going to start with the first programming in SAS, right? So I write here my first programming in SAS. So this is, so guys, if I want to comment, so let's remember SAS shortcut keys, right? To comment, you will press CTRL control plus a question mark. To uncomment, you will press CTRL plus shift plus question mark. You understand this? Okay. To clean window, you will use CTRL plus E to clean your window. For example, if I want to clean my log window, I say Control E. Everything is clean. If I want to clean my editor window, I say Control E. Everything is clean. But do not make a practice of doing Control E on your editor window, because whatever your program you have written, that everything is going to wipe off. So we do not have to do that practice. 2. Run SAS program. We must start with what? Press F3. Is that clear now?
Yes.
Okay. To know more shortcut keys, press F9. For example, if I write function F9, if I press here in my system called function F9, I don't know, my function key is not working, guys. So it should work. Something going wrong in my system. Okay. So if you press F9, you can see all the shortcut keys in SAS. Okay. So these are the major shortcut keys that we have to understand. So for example, if I write Devendra Das, control question mark to comment, control shift question mark to uncomment. Can you see this? You guys are getting this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
To save this program, I press Control S. It will ask you where you want to save this program. I would be saving this program going to your folder called Phase 1, SAS, Session 1, code. I put it here called Session 1, code 1. This is the first code which I want to save it here. Now, let's create a temporary table in SAS. Which table you want to create now? Let's say I want to create this Excel file, student inquiry table. How should I go for creating? In SAS, when I want to create a table, I should start like this: data student inquiry is my dataset name, the table name. It will have column input. I write input. The field name is called student underscore ID as a character field. Then I'll have student underscore name as a character field. Then I'll have age as a numeric as it is. I'll go for gender as a character field. I'll go for education as a character field. As a dollar should be followed. Occupation, it is also character field as dollar. Then I go for date of inquiry. Date of inquiry. It's a date field. I just keep it as it is. Then I go for selecting my course, which is also a character field. Dollar. I use cards. I copy data from the Excel file like this, and I paste it over here, and I say run. If I run the program, guys, I see my data set has been created into my work library. Libraries, work library, student inquiry is created. What is not coming here? When I look at my full name for data science is not coming, and my date of inquiry is not coming because the date of inquiry is a date field, and I have not given any format how to read this. What I'll do here, I will use in format date of inquiry as DDMMYY format 10 dot. So why is saying day, month, year 10 dot format? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This the length is 10. When I run this program now, I see my date field is coming in number. Does it come with actual date value? No, right? To get the actual date value, you have to use in format. Now, if you run the program, you see your data set is created with a proper date. What is not coming, guys? Here you can write, you can see Rajendra Suvalakshmi. It is reading up to 8 character. When you do not define the length in SAS, it is by default going for 8 character. So hence, if you want to define the length, name called $20 dot with colon. Course same way colon $20 dot. What does it mean? It is restricting, saying that this field will have 20 character length. So now if you run the program here by closing this table, what do you see? Guys, can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Why it is not coming with data signs?
Up to space it is
Just
considering.
Because
space,
it is
I think
having a
it is.
space in between. Just try to avoid by underscore. But how to read that with space also I will tell you later, not now. Now if you run this program, what do you see? Your data set is coming here. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So this is how, guys, we created a data set. Now let me explain you this programming. Program to be explained. So how will you explain that? In this program here, data is a statement and is used for creating dataset student underscore NQL. Got it now? And every statement ends with
Semicolon.
semicolon. Yes, you got it. Yeah, yeah. My keyboard is not working, sir. My every time I made a call, and these guys are calling saying that we have requested for this keyboard to be changed. When this product will come, we'll call you. So is it for that only? Okay. So yeah, please come. Seriously, Village apartment is my home, but I'm in my office now. So where are you now exactly? Okay, I sent you my office address. Can you please come down here? Okay, sorry, right, right. Okay. Okay. So what is the use of data? Data is a statement which is used for creating a data set, and it is
Ends with semicolon.
semicolon. Now, what is input statement? Input is a statement is used for defining column inputs. Right? What are the column inputs? The each column. Any column followed with a dollar symbol represents
Character.
a character variable. Yes or no?
Yes.
And every statement ends with
Semicolon.
semicolon. What is informat? Informat is a statement is used for reading data into SAS format. What is format? Format is a statement is used for writing data into SAS format. And every statement ends with
Semicolon.
semicolon. Now, cards is a statement is used for using temporary data. Run is a statement is used for executing the program. Understood, guys? Guys, you understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Now tell me, data is what?
It is
Statement.
Statement.
is a
It's a
statement.
statement. Input is what?
Statement.
It is used for defining
Is
columns.
what? Is a statement.
Statement.
Yes.
Okay. Informat is what?
Statement.
State.
Very good. Format is what?
Statement.
Statement.
Okay. Cards is what?
Statement.
Statement.
Statement, sir.
Okay. Run is what?
Statement. Sir.
Statement.
Are you getting this, guys?
Yes,
And
sir.
every statement is ending with what?
Semicolon.
Semicolon.
Semicolon. Understood?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Are you getting this?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I want to create something called student subject wise score. How will I create that? Data student underscore score. Data set name.
Input.
Input would be what? Student
ID.
Name.
name
Name.
is what?
Dollar.
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 Subject is
Subject.
going to be what?
Dollar.
Dollar.
Score.
Score is going to be numeric.
Numeric.
Number. Yeah.
I'll use
Card.
cards. Student
So
name
we can
is
define the size of particular page.
okay.
Student
I will
name.
not define any size. Now we'll see what is the differences coming. Raz in SAS score 90. Raz in SQL score 98. Raz in Excel scored 88. Sivasis. Sivasis. Can you see that? In SAS, he scored 80. Sivasis. In SQL, he scored 80. So let's say 99. Sivasis. In Excel, he scored 100 out of 100. Now I go for running this program. What will happen? It will create the data set. What is the data set name?
Student score.
And it goes to
Students.
which library?
Work library.
Because we haven't defined any library. By default, it go to the work library. In SQL, by default, it goes to which database?
Master
This
data.
is select data.
No.
Master database.
The-
In SAS, it's by default go to work library.
Yes.
I run this program. It create here. Does it come with full name of Subhasis?
No.
No. 8
Why is
character.
going for? Is reading by default 8 character.
8 character. Yes, sir.
To define the length for Sivasis, what should I do here?
Colon.
Colon.
Dollar. 20.
Let's say 15. If I run the program,
Why you are giving that dot? Without dot also it will read.
who is saying that?
Vivek, yes, sir.
How did you know it is going to run without dot?
Because that is for number format. As
How did you know
said.
it is going to run without dot?
So
How
I
did you
thought
know?
that is. No, I thought that is why I asked you. So.
No, I thought you said that it will run without dot. Have you
No,
tried that?
because earlier in the demo you given that format
Okay.
because of that.
Okay. Okay. See what is
So that
happening.
is why I asked.
See what is happening here.
Okay.
So guys, now you can see it is full coming.
Yes.
So my HP engineers are here. They want to check my laptop. So we'll start the class after lunch. So go for half an hour lunch.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Okay.